This Christmas, when the lights are low and winter moves a little slow, remember those who sit nearby with quiet weight behind their smile. Not every struggle makes a sound. Not every loss is clearly found. Some carry on year after year with tired hearts we seldom hear. So pause a while and take the time. For care need not be grand or loud. A softer word, a steadier pace, a moment shared, a kinder space. A hand held warm, a chair pulled near, a breath together, calm and clear. These small things done in gentle cheer can mean much more this time of year. For helping isn't fixing all, or standing tall to never fall. It's simply being there to say, you don't walk alone today. So give a little more than share. Give patience, warmth, and listening ear. For Christmas shines its brightest light when we help each other through the night. Hopefully that was as touching to you as it was to me. I spent some time putting that together. And it's really about remembering this time where families and friends get together. This is not the same for everyone. So please remember those people who are alone at Christmas. It's not a nice feeling. And reach out and support them. Sometimes just an invitation is enough for them, even if they don't step out. But here are the thoughts that I have as you move into this Christmas period. I spent some time thinking about, well, for those who have been listening to me for some time, you would have gained hopefully a lot of information. And this information needs to be passed on in a way that people can receive it. You have to recognize that there are certain characteristics about the people who you will be talking to, and they really don't want to hear much about COVID. They don't want to hear about the complications. They don't want to hear about the future. They just want to move on. And that's okay. The problem, though, is that for many people, they are going to be struggling with illness. And as you have a super spreader event, the question is, what can you do to try and minimize that circulation for those around you? And so there are two simple things that I want to highlight. One of them is that almost everyone in the Northern Hemisphere, unless they are taking vitamin D on a regular basis, are likely to be borderline deficient or deficient. And one of the things that I remember saying early in the pandemic is there was very little to lose by giving everyone a dose of vitamin D, and I mean a proper dose. And some people are worried about, oh my goodness, if you give somebody vitamin D, you could put them in the toxic range. Now, just to give you context, when we have someone who is vitamin D deficient, it could take up to about 300,000 units over about 6 weeks to get them in the normal range. And as a result of that knowledge, you recognize that the chances of someone going from a single or few doses from normal to toxic is very, very low. Now, if somebody's already taking vitamin D, they should probably check their levels and make sure they're not taking too much. But if someone hasn't been taking vitamin D, based on the trajectory across the population, we're talking about maybe 80% are low, much less those who are in the normal range are in the low normal range. And so maybe what could be a simple strategy is if you are taking vitamin D at reasonable doses, maybe carry some with you. When you meet family, who is going to say no? Meaning, if you just give them a tablet and something or a capsule, that in itself is actually quite practical and something that could be beneficial over this Christmas and winter period. What have you got to lose? I'd looked into one of the other thoughts I had was cod liver oil because it has vitamin A as well as omega-3 oils. And a lot of older people are used to taking cod liver oil. It may actually bring back memories. It has a small amount of vitamin D. It's probably not as directly efficient, but it could be something that could be a very simple way of making sure that those around you have some degree of benefit in terms of circulation. Remember the basics. And the basics are essentially that Omicron specifically likes to circulate in the sinuses. It doesn't get out easily. It's very, very difficult for the sinuses to clear it, especially if someone has chronic sinusitis. And this is why one of the strategies that I've always said is by humming and increasing the nitric oxide in the lining of these sinuses. It's antiviral, anti inflammatory, antibacterial. And this very simple strategy of just humming can reduce the risk in terms of viral infection. It doesn't take it away, but you have to remember that everything you do is about layers, adding layer upon layer upon layer. Some people feel comfortable with masking, and please, whatever you do, don't criticize them because they may be concerned for their health. And at least the smallest you can do is to respect that concern. And this is very important because there will be a lot of people who are quite upset and anxious. And so, therefore, by supporting them, even if they want you to wear a mask temporarily, that's not an unreasonable thing if it's going to keep the Christmas peace. This is the kind of way that you have to be moving forward. The truth is that many of my listeners are in a position of strength. They many often are probably okay at the moment, not that they never have any health problems. And so you have to be that voice of reason and direction to help those people around us. So, the principle that I came up with regards to Christmas is very simple. Just get everyone to hum Silent Night. Simple, Silent Night, and you just hum it. Just that song. You don't even need to explain why you're doing it. But if you can get everyone to hum it once a day or any song, nice low volume, that alone will produce enough nitric oxide to probably protect them for maybe an extra 24 hours. Simple, effective Christmas strategies. That's the kind of thing that we need to do now. Creative, bringing the points across. And remember, don't get into COVID vaccine arguments. As I said, when you're communicating with people, a lot of people are very concerned. They just don't want to tell you. And so don't go into that conversation. It will just cause issues. They will go defensive. Instead, talk about how much you are learning, how much you understand, and that people are working on ways to get people who's got sick or somebody who's got died, had a heart attack, cancer. Don't fuel the anxiety, but recognize what is going on. The only time maybe that you get in is when they start to distract it by talking about microplastics or climate change as being the cause of these unusual patterns. That's where you can then step in and very gently remind everyone that we are just coming out of a pandemic and the virus is still circulating. Many people no longer remember that COVID is still relevant. And here is the point: reinfections are very subtle. And so, therefore, what you have to do is remind people about the signs. Sometimes the only symptoms people have are a headache and fatigue. They rarely have a runny nose or even a sore throat, but they will find that the fatigue is persistent. It's knocking them over. That is a significant indicator that this is probably not just COVID, but ongoing COVID infection. Encourage them to hum, get them to sing a song, whatever. Just help those people around you during this period of time. Remember, you also have to protect yourself because many other viruses are circulating. It's not just COVID. Influenza, RSV, bacterial infections, mycoplasma is circulating around as well. The flu virus, as I said, is certainly making its rounds, and a lot of people are sick and they don't have the symptoms early, and so it makes it easier for them to spread. You're likely to at least come across a few of those people in your holiday travels. Be aware of it. Make sure you are protecting your own health, ensuring that you supplemented beforehand so that when you are in close quarters, because you may be in a room with 15 other people, it just takes one person to have some infection and everybody will be exposed. You want your mucosal immunity to be adequate. That's all you can do over this period of time. Protect yourself and to try and be an inspiration to those around you. As I said, have a very Merry Christmas. I'll be talking, I'm sure, before the new year. And please continue to share, support, subscribe, and let's talk about the science as the year comes to an end. I will end with my wonderful little Christmas song. I hope you like it as much as me. Merry Christmas and have a Happy New Year. This Christmas, when the lights are low and winter moves a little slow, remember those who sit nearby with quiet weight behind their smile. Not every struggle makes a sound. Not every loss is clearly found. Some carry on year after year with tired hearts we seldom hear. So pause a while and take the time. For care need not be grand or loud. A softer word, a steadier pace, a moment shared, a kinder space. A hand held warm, a chair pulled near, a breath together, calm and clear. These small things done in gentle cheer can mean much more this time of year. For helping isn't fixing all, or standing tall to never fall. It's simply being there to say, you don't walk alone today. So give a little more than share. Give patience, warmth, and listening ear. For Christmas shines its brightest light when we help each other through the night.